Alright, match 2, Yorion Serum Powder. Yorion Serum Powder Merfolk. Yorion Serum Powder Chalice Merfolk. All the jank. We are playing all the jank. All of it. All of it. And we do have the option to powder here. This hand is actually surprisingly decent looking, but on the draw, it's just kind of clunky. And you know, since Serum Powder is kind of here to find Aether Vial, I think let's use it. Let's use it. You know. Okay. Well, this hand is kind of similar. I'm gonna keep it though, and it's because Chalice can run away with the game. Maybe it doesn't. We do have a powerful way to make it have use if they play like a 1-mana card. This could be Hardened Scales. This could be Burn. Both of which Chalice is going to be very good against, and Brazen Borrower can probably tag a 1-mana spell and be like a pseudo-removal spell. We don't have a Serum Powder to get a free mulligan, basically. So even though we haven't found Aether Vial, I do think that this hand is better than the last one, and there's not as much, and we don't get a free mulligan. So I will keep, and, you know, we'll see. So far, unfortunately, the Serum Powder hasn't found us an Aether Vial consistently like it did last league, but I would say it is improving the quality of our hands, though. And as we saw with the last game, the mana was actually useful. Well, the opponent mulligans to 5 cards, so I don't know if that's going to give us a super realistic assessment of the deck's power in this particular game, but you never know. I mean, mulligans to 5 do happen, and you know, obviously, it'll be good to at least prove that we can not lose, hopefully, to a 5-card hand. Although actually, Bomat Courier is one of the best cards you can possibly have if you have to mulligan kind of low, because the sooner you can crack it for full value, the better it is. And I don't like using Dismember because it's going to turn on a Death Shadow, which I think they're a Shadow Scourge deck. I'm gonna Dismember now. I don't think these guys play Light Up the Stage, but just in case they do, which is a perfectly reasonable card to play if some people decide to play it. I mean, there presumably are some players like me that play decks like Scourge-Shadow and experiment with different cards that aren't typically played in the archetype. So I definitely could imagine some will play Light Up the Stage. I honestly, I probably would, and I'm not saying like they're making a mistake per se for not, but you know, my point is just I don't really see myself being particularly punished for doing this now, but I can see myself getting punished for doing this on this turn because the life loss would turn on Light Up the Stage. So let's see. Hopefully they don't play anything, and I can stick a Chalice as long as they can't play a Scourge. As long as they can't play a Death Shadow this turn. I think the Chalice or a discard spell. I think the Chalice could run away with the game. Let's see. They're probably going to play a Scourge. Okay, well this is where hopefully Merfolk Trickster bails us out. Okay, so I've got two choices. I can play. We are unfortunately just straight dead to a 2 more Battle Rage if they are playing, if they have that in their hand, and if we don't play Brazen Borrower. But I think the upside to just sticking Chalice is a little bit too high. And this will become a 10-10 next turn, though. But like, what am I really playing for if I bounce it? At that point, I still have to start chump blocking it next turn. And what's the difference between chump blocking a 5-5 and chump blocking a 10-10? Yeah, I think I gotta play Chalice. Scourge was literally the worst card they could play. But Chalice just gives me a better chance. I'm basically banking that they don't have 2 more Battle Rage. Because 2 more Battle Rage, unfortunately, will give it first strike, so I'll take 5 damage off first strike, and then I'll take 10 damage once it pumps itself. Yeah, at this point we just chump block until we hit Merfolk Trickster. And in the meantime, we're hoping that the Chalice, you know, okay, good. The Chalice, at least the Chalice will prevent them from getting Bomat Courier back with Luris. Ooh. Okay, that's pretty much the worst case scenario. Man, we freaking need that. So I'm gonna play Silvergill Adept, even though you know, this is a bit more dangerous. Because at this point we're just completely digging for Merfolk Trickster. That's the only way we come back into this. Got to chump one, and yeah. Thankfully we do have a clean main deck answer in the form of Merfolk Trickster, but we do have to see it. I don't know if they realized that Tumor Battle Rage was a win last turn. Not sure if they had it or not. They might be new to the deck, and they might not realize that Tumor Battle Rage was actually a win last turn. Alright. Well, that was like the perfect 5-card hand. That's disappointing. We couldn't prove we could beat a 5-card hand. But the thing about it though is that, you know, realistically we would have probably beat a 7-card hand if we had multiple Merfolk Tricksters, and they probably would have lost if they didn't have Scourge. So, you know, Scourge is just one of these cards that kind of breaks the whole card advantage thing, because either you have an answer for it or you don't. That's definitely one of the problems with Dismember is and see, that's why I don't like playing Horizon lands in the or at least that many copies of them in the Obosh or deck or in this deck, because if I was at 19 life, I think I would have won that pretty comfortably, because their Scourges just would have had a very hard time getting through my Merfolk, and yeah, you know, it's just when you reduce your life total too much. Alright, let's yeah, Master Waves could have helped there too, actually, now that I think about it. We had a lot of outs, but it just didn't happen. I mean, actually, I like all of these cards, and I don't really know that any of the sideboard cards really actually improve the matchup that much. Let's see, Dismember, Serum Powder, Dismember, Force of Negation. I suppose Force of Negation is good, but I suppose I can see Deprive possibly being better, but although there is discard spells from the opponent. Aether Gust actually might be better, because Aether Gust can deal with the prowess creatures. It's also a clean answer with Chalice of the Void. It also deals with Kolaghan's Command, but it does not deal with the shadow creatures themselves, though, and it does not deal with Lurrus. I wonder. Yeah, Chalice is where I want to be. So I do actually think I need to play Deprive, and the reason why is because it helps deal with Lurrus. Otherwise, Lurrus can definitely be a problem. Yeah. So we're swapping out Force of Negation for Deprive, and that's because we want more answers to Lurrus, basically. We could also play Relic, but it doesn't conflict with it conflicts with Chalice. I'm not convinced that it's better than the other cards in the deck. So. Alright, let's be on the play. Let's designate Yorion. I hope this opponent isn't like putting their birth date in their username. Let's see here. Keep. Yeah, it's got Aether Vial. You know, what can I say? It's got an answer to Scourge. It's got Aether Vial. It's got Master of Waves. It's got cards that I think are very strong in the matchup. So, you know, there was some merit to leading on Mutavault, but not really, because I don't think I really want to attack next turn anyway, because I don't want to turn on their shadows. In theory, this Merfolk deck should have a better matchup, you'd think, than the Obosh Prowess deck, because this deck doesn't have a bunch of burn spells that I don't really want to send at face. But actually, I think the Obosh deck probably has a little bit better matchup, and it's mainly because what I find this matchup a lot of times comes down to is, can you deal with their early threats without taking damage? And you know, if you can, a lot of times their Scourges just never really get off the ground. If you can't, though, which Merfolk has a really hard time, because the only way it can deal with their early creatures is with Dismember, which of course loses life, which both turns on Scourge and, well, I mean, which helps turn on Scourge. So, so actually, yeah, because Scourge is much more menacing in this matchup, because it's much harder for us to deal with their early creatures, I think actually Merfolk struggles a bit more. On the other hand, though, having access to Chalice is very, very good. It's very strong. Chalice is a very good, strong card to have. Master of Waves is also a very good, strong card. The only problem with these cards, though, as we see, is that they kind of play catch-up later in the game, and because of that, we end up in situations where the opponent has very large Scourges, which always put us in danger of getting blown out with 2 more Battle Rage. So, you know, is what it is. This is kind of how this goes. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with the opponent. It'd be nice to play Magic again. So, I mean, we're probably looking at playing Merfolk Trickster at end of turn, although we may actually realistically want to sandbag it, because it's this is actually maybe is one reason to play Merfolk right now, actually, because Merfolk Trickster just lines up so astonishingly well against Scourge. I shouldn't say astonishingly, though. I'm actually really not sure that it is I think it's actually probably at its best just as like a 2-mana removal spell, basically. Because the problem is, I don't think most of the time we're going to be doing all that much attacking with it, to be honest. Because while it does deal with Scourge very cleanly, the more it attacks, the more it makes actual Death Shadow a problem by reducing their life total. So, you know, maybe there was some merit to playing Lord of Atlantis there. Maybe not. Would have just gotten bolted. Yeah, I think it was correct to hold up Trickster. Plus, actually, we want to get it out of our hand, because if they display a discard spell, we can get it out of our hand, and we can still get the blink use out of it through Yorion later. Hopefully they play a Scourge and we just tag it with Trickster. Alright, that's exactly what's going to happen. Sweet. Hopefully I'm not misunderstanding how this works. Nope. That's exactly how it worked exactly how I thought it would. Because it's basically a 0/0. Or it's basically it's a star, so like if you take away the abilities, it's just a 0/0 basically. I could attack. I don't really see the point, though. Yeah, I don't see the point. Well, why turn on their Death Shadow right now? Just put Yorion to hand, make a clean, efficient use of my 3 mana right there. Actually on track to maybe just playing Yorion. Might not, though. I might hold up. Yeah, I may want to play it, though, to get it out of my hand. But I also have Castle Vantress to use with 5 mana, too. So I could just take up Aether Vial. One nice thing, actually, I forgot to mention in the deck tech with Yorion is that when I play it off of Aether Vial, I get to blink my Aether Vial and reset it so that it's not stuck at 5, which is very nice. Very, very nice, actually. That's one problem with Lurrus, is to get full value out of flashing in your companion. With Lurrus, you have to set it to 3, and then your Aether Vial is mostly useless for the rest of the game. But Yorion actually resets it. That's just unbelievably good. I can't stress how insanely good it is that Yorion, once you get it to 5 mana and get it into play, it resets your Aether Vial. That alone actually might be a good reason to play it rather than Lurrus. So I will flash in the Lord. Kind of like, why not? I mean, I'm actually wondering if I do want to take this up. Yeah, I do, because even if I play Yorion, I can still reset the Aether Vial. There's just a lot of good options here to taking it up. I may draw like Spreading Seas or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, yeah. Let me draw another Lord, and that's almost lethal. Say 4, 4, 8, 11. Yeah, I'll probably be attacking if I draw a Lord. But, you know, I'll probably just jam Master, most likely. But the reason why I'm taking it up is one way or the other, Yorion's coming into play, I think. Unless they discard it. Yeah, so I'm playing Master. And unless they're playing Kozilek's Return, I think they're in a world of hurt here. And do I want to attack? And I think the answer is actually yes, and I'll explain why. Because even if they play like double Scourge, I think I have lethal next turn because I can bring them down to 9. That's lethal with yeah, we're threatening lethal next turn. I do get frisky with the attacks when an attack on the following turn will be lethal. That might have been a little unnecessarily aggro though, but I'm doing this partially also because I'm a little bit better situated if they do have actual Kozilek's Return. Or maybe not, I don't know. That could have been a mistake, but I'm just putting the pressure on them. They could have quad Death Shadow. That actually could be a problem, but they're reducing their life so much that I think it's Kozilek's Return or bust here. Engineered Explosives can deal with the tokens or can deal with the Merfolk, but that would still be cracking back for lethal. Yeah, it looks like we're probably winning this without even having to use Yorion. Okay. That's still lethal though. They might have Dismember. But then they die from, yeah, then they just die from regular damage. I think they're realizing that. They might have Fatal Push though. Actually, Fatal Push is their best option. Yeah, and then the Yorion would have been problematic. So yeah, all right, sweet. That is kind of what we want to see happen. And I think I'm gonna run it back. Yeah, I'm gonna run it back. There's some merit to playing Relic though to keep them off of their score. We actually haven't seen actual Death Shadow, so maybe it's incorrect to be No, we know they're playing red black Rakdos Shadow. We know this. I think they just haven't been playing Shadow because against us specifically, it's harder to turn on Shadow than it is Scourge. Well, last game we had Aether Vial. I mean, this is just, I think, a good bread and butter Merfolk hand, so I'm going to keep. If it had Serum Powder, I think I would probably mulligan just because of free mull. And, you know, that, by the way, is a good argument to why we should not have, like, one free mulligan, because I probably would take it just to fish, just because Aether Vial is so unbelievably powerful, especially with Yorion. It's kind of not fair. Like, you know, this is a perfectly keepable hand. I should probably keep it. Oh yeah, and I'm glad I didn't try to mold Aether Vial because it would have gotten taken anyway. But yeah, if I had Serum Powder, probably would have mulliganed. I don't know though, it could have been a mistake, but you know, since I didn't, I'll just keep a pretty decent bread and butter Merfolk type hand. Well, well, well. Hopefully they don't have another discard spell. Chalice could be mucho powerful. Very much. Let's see. Well, 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 well. I mean, they do have Kolaghan's command, so we're not completely out of the woods, but... Ooh. Well, you know, believe it or not, I might jam that next turn. Alright, so I'm going to play Chalice. I actually just think for a split second to maybe play an island. But I do think, you know, Mutavault is better because... although we probably won't attack, I can't really see needing 3 blue mana next turn and just having that option available. I mean, you just never know if they slam Liliana or, like... I don't know. It's hard to really imagine what could exactly play, but yeah, the one reason though to play Island, I think there instead would be it could it could incentivize them. Yeah, there really isn't a reason, because I don't have Deprive in my hand. But it could... Okay. Alright. That's fine. Again, look, some people might say, well, that shows a Chalice of the Void isn't worth bringing in. Are you kidding me? That would have also taken care of a creature. And plus, actually, this also clears the way for a Smuggler's Copter now, which don't mind if I do. I could have played Serum Powder, but it's not, you know, this is, I think this is better in almost every possible universe, you could say. And if only Serum Powder produced blue, am I right? I could play it and Lord of Atlantis next turn. Not sure I want to attack with Smuggler's Copter into open mana. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Serum Powder, and then we're going to play Spreading Seas. And as we can see, the mana is actually helpful. The Spreading Seas, actually Spreading Seas might have been worth it to come out for, now that I think about it, Spreading Seas probably should have been Relic, but whatever. Yeah, next time, I mean, that definitely would have improved, I think, our matchup slightly, because they're a two-color deck. While Blood Moon can do good work, you know, cutting off their ability, it mainly does that because it cuts off their ability to fetch, and it cuts off their ability to play Lurrus, but unlike Blood Moon, Spreading Seas only deals with one land, not all of them, not all non-basics. So, yeah. Anyway, kind of sweet. We could play 2 cards. And Serum Powder is actually not that bad as a mana producer, because as we saw, we could use the mana the turn it came into play. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I think note to self going forward, I think Relic is probably better than Spreading Seas in this matchup. Although we do have unblockable Merfolk now, so there is that. That can't be underestimated. Okay, interesting. Shock, but they don't play anything. I would think they would at least put Lurrus to hand, which looks like they're doing. Okay, yeah, they figured it out. I might attack with Smuggler's Copter now. Another Serum Powder, eh? Well, I'm going for it, and if they deal with Serum Powder, I mean, if they deal with Smuggler's Copter, then I think I will just play another Serum Powder. Actually, I could attack with the Mutavault. Nah, I won't. Because if they, because they probably had a removal spell, and if they didn't, I think the advantage of being able to pitch the Serum Powder was good enough anyway. That I didn't need the extra damage, but now I'm glad that I have the option to play Serum Powder, because now I don't want to attack. And you see also, Smuggler's Copter got dealt with, but also notice how it diverted attention away from Lord of Atlantis. So, yeah. And now we've actually got Dismember up, which is actually good for Lurrus. So you see, even these Serum Powders, even when I draw them, they're actually surprisingly not bad. Look at all this mana we can use with the Manlands, and with Yorion, and with Dismember. I don't know, hopefully we win this one. I might be onto something here. Serum Powder is so surprisingly not bad, even when I draw it, and it actually helps so much with consistency for the deck. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I really hope I'm onto something. This would be exciting if this turns out to be really good. The opponent is really going down on time here. So they can't really get a lot of value from Lurrus. They can get their Mistress Bauble back. But I do have the answer to it with Dismember here, which is nice. Hopefully they don't discard it. They don't. Oh, or they do. Okay, well. Let's see, can I play Yorion? If I draw another land, I can play I can put Yorion to hand and play it next turn. Or I could just try to attack all out. see, how much can I attack with? Like, unfortunately, I can't animate all the manlands. They probably have at least one removal spell. So yeah, most I could bring them down to is 8, and which is not particularly I'm not particularly enthusiastic about. So let's just get Yorion into our hand, shall we? I could attack and then try to play Merfolk Trickster next turn. You know, I think I will. You know. It's probably going to eat a removal spell, but you know, it had to sooner or later. And there is upside to doing it. Okay, I still think this is better. Bringing them, I think the difference between 8 and 6 is not that great, and I think the advantage to playing Yorion next turn is way bigger than. Okay, there's Lurrus. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully, I was kind of hoping they would play like another Mishra's Bauble or anything really, because then I could have flashed in Trickster, and they would have lost the ability to bring back the Bauble. But you know, that would have been cheesy. Okay. So we can tap down Death Shadow, or we can tap down Lurrus, or we can tap down nothing. Kind of like the idea of tapping down nothing. Let's see, can I play Yorion and Merfolk Trickster next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I can do both, which I think I will, actually. Yeah, I don't know. What's the advantage? Yeah, there really isn't much advantage to... I mean, we could attack. If I do tap down Shadow, I could attack with both. Play Yorion, untap the Trickster for blocking duty. That's actually not... It's actually not bad. I don't want them gaining life with Lurrus, though, next turn. Because if they attack, sure, I can trade with it. They probably won't want to do that. Okay, this could be wrong, but I don't think they want to block with Lurrus, and I'm banking on them probably not wanting to attack with Lurrus next turn. This is efficient use of mana. This could be wrong, actually, and like this was kind of the play that you'd probably default to playing if you didn't stop and think. So, you know, maybe we... But I think it's important to note, we did stop and think, and we considered the line of waiting, which was very legitimate. So I'm going to attack with both, and I can blink. And the cool thing also is, again, Serum Powder. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what this means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to attack with Faerie Conclave, because these Serum Powders will get blinked. And that means that I can activate Mutavault, but I don't think I can activate a Faerie Conclave. I mean, let's reason this out. Let's see. We can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can have 3 mana. If we attack with Mutavault, then we'll end up with an untapped Faerie Conclave and 2 Serum Powders. We can't activate it. Yeah, we're attacking with Faerie Conclaves because let's see, 1, 2, 3. No, but then we'll end up with a tapped Mutavault. So unfortunately, I don't think we can take advantage of the fact that Serum Powder gets untapped here. All right. Let's just hope for the best here. Might have been incorrect. Might have been still correct to attack with Faerie Conclave. Yeah, very reasonable block from the opponent. Very reasonable block. Okay. I'll blink this, and this. Done. We'll play this. I Again, you know, leaving a Faerie Conclave on tap wouldn't have done anything because we wouldn't have had enough mana, enough blue mana to activate it. Hopefully we draw like, and so we are getting to the point where there's a bit too many Serum Powders. I got good value with Yorion. It's not a lot much more we can ask for. I'm not sure. Do we take if they attack? If they like double lightning bolt themselves to more battle rage, then we lose. But I think the temptation of the crackback is pretty big. If they attack though, that's going to signal a lot of strength because. Okay, you can have my Serum Powder. But I feel like they kind of have to attack, right? Because, I mean, because like, yeah, they have to attack. So I think I'm not going to block, and the reason why is because I think the only way they win this is if I block. I mean, they pretty much have to have double bolt and 2 more battle rage, which they could have, but like, but again, I think they're in a situation where like they have to attack and they have to hold by block because I have lethal in the air. All right, let's hope we don't get blown out. It could happen. Let's see. It's not going to do it by itself. Okay, I feel good about this. I feel like they don't have a removal spell because if they would have. Okay, let's reason this out here. So I can attack with all actually, and then I think they're well, but they can block, and then I think I want to play Master. Oh, let's think about this now, because the Fatal Push can deal with man lands. It's not like Abrupt Decay. I do think it's correct to play Master though, and the reason why is because Mutavault is dead. It is going to be is kind of a dead attack anyway. They either have Fatal Push or not. We know they don't have Lightning Bolt because if they did, I think we would be dead. No, we wouldn't be dead. So they might have Lightning Bolt. It doesn't matter. All right, let's play the let's play this, and I guess if they have a removal spell, they win. You know, because. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I attack with just these. This is my best. This is my best line because if they have a removal spell, there's no point bringing them down to 1. I do have 1 chump blocker here. If they do have a removal spell. Yeah. So I'm going to attack with Yorion and with Mutavault. This is exactly 7, and yeah, we do have a chump blocker back in case they had a removal spell. Alrighty. Alright, pleasure playing you. Yeah, I think that's just like a slightly more polite way. Alrighty, cool. Yep. Hey, 2-0. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say?